Hello, I'm Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to a special economic weather report brought to you in association with Bank of New Zealand. Today we look at figures on business confidence. Now they're worth looking at because they give you an early indicator of where the economy is headed. There's a couple of surveys out, and today we've seen the National Bank's Business Outlook Survey. This comes out monthly and it's closely watched by the Reserve Bank. This month we've seen a rebound in business confidence, and quite a strong one at that, after the big slump we saw in March. That was immediately following the earthquake on February the 22nd in Christchurch, which really shocked everyone. Since then, the Reserve Bank has cut the official cash rate by 50 basis points to 2.5%, and people are feeling a lot more confident about their business outlook and the economy outlook. According to the National Bank Business Outlook Survey, net 14% now see a better economy. That's made up about 2/3 of the losses we saw in March. And when you look at firms' expectations of their own businesses, which is actually an even closer match of what's happening in the economy going forward, you can see that a net 30% are positive. And when you look at firms' own expectations of their own businesses, that shows quite a close correlation with what's happening with GDP. And this chart goes back to the early 90s. You can see the recession in the early 90s up and in positive territory for most of that period up until 2008 when we went into recession. So quite a close match. It's obviously dropped through March but rebounded most of the way. It shows a reasonably resilient economy, and that the Reserve Bank's official cash rate cut on March the 10th has certainly helped confidence. In fact, there's so much confidence now we're looking at growth of around 3% at an annual basis by the end of this year. The New Zealand dollar actually spiked up to a 3-year high of 81 US cents immediately after this number, although it's retreated a bit in the last hour or two. However, what was interesting is that despite the fact we have a reasonably resilient economy and good business confidence, inflation expectations remain pretty much under control. In fact, they were steady at 3%, and that will reassure those people who are perhaps a little bit worried the economy is rebounding too quickly and the Reserve Bank might have to tap on the brakes to slow things down and keep inflation under control. So what then with the outlook for interest rates? That's what we care about here at interest.co.nz, because it has such an impact on people's disposable income, either as a term depositor or as a mortgage borrower. And certainly it has an effect on house prices too. Well, the Reserve Bank is due to make its announcement on Thursday morning on the official cash rate. Just about everyone expects that it'll be left on hold. In fact, it's likely to be left on hold until perhaps December at the earliest. Most economists are saying possibly January, maybe sometime in the first quarter. In fact, JP Morgan is saying not until the second quarter of next year. So we're looking at the official cash rate rising again either at the end of this year or early next year. The Reserve Bank itself has said it will watch for signs of a significant amount of rebuilding starting in Christchurch as its cue for getting things going. In fact, you could say you should need to look for cranes on the horizon in Christchurch to get an idea of where interest rates are going. Now that feeds into your thinking about whether you should fix or float with your mortgage. Obviously, if you think interest rates are going to rise quite quickly and quite fast, then fixing makes sense. If you think interest rates are going to be flat and stay flat for quite some time, in fact, there is also the possibility they might even fall, then floating makes sense. My personal view is that interest rates are likely to stay quite low for quite some time because the economy is going to grow, I think, quite a bit slower than many people expect. And the rebuild in Christchurch will take some time to really get kicking along. So there we have it, a special economic weather report brought to you in association with Bank of New Zealand. That was business confidence from interest.co.nz.